Hello, I'm going to be looking at the prototype for Kuon today, which was dropped by Hidden Palace. So I'll leave the link down in the description below. But this came out like, I think it was a few weeks, was it 2 weeks ago? Something like 2 weeks ago. Someone had, gave them a huge, dump of PS2 prototypes, preview discs, stuff like review copies, stuff from even E3, I think, of different PS2 games. And in the list, there was an alpha preview copy of Kuon. And let me show you what the disc actually looks like here. I could drop that in. It's the age deck. Do not copy. Well, it's a little too late for that. Alpha preview. I am not aware of what the differences are between this and the final version. So I'm just checking it out now. I have not seen anything from it yet. So I just wanted to see what the differences are. I've already viewed I'm going to try to do this as gracefully as possible. I have like 2 instances of like that. I have the alpha preview and the regular version, which I actually own. Like the final version, going at the same time. So I'm going to try and switch between them and adjust volumes as I can while comparing them. But like first look, let me switch. So I have, let's see, this is the original version. I'm going to label them in the video too, so you know. This is the original version. Let me get the volume up here. When the game begins, like with the intro of it for the title screen, it's pretty loud, the music for it, so let's see if we can get that going here. Both versions, in terms of not that. Switch off. This is the original here, and this is the prototype. Hopefully I can tell. I don't have a way to label this on XSplit, so I'm going to try my best to do this. The way I have them organized is the only way I can tell between them, because right now there isn't a difference between the 2 intros that I can see. And, so let's start. I'm trying to get the volume down here. This game has very loud music. It's actually very quiet other than that. It just has like really loud opening music. So I'm curious. Let's just check and see what the settings are. This is, so I'm looking at the prototype. You know, this is all pretty much the same. Language, English, Japanese. Okay. Check the okay, this is all the same too. I wonder, the alpha preview. Curious. Let's just go ahead and go into the actual game and see what's going on here. So this should show me okay, this is what I have. I'm just looking at both my instances here. Okay, they're both, it looks like they're both the same. I'm actually looking, so from my view, I can actually show, like it shows me both of the screens, but because the way I have it set up on, XSplit, I can only have like one of the screens, at one time, just because they're sides. I don't want to put them beside each other and squish the screen. I don't know how to do that. Anyways, I can see both of them from my view, because I have like 2 different instances of it running. You could choose, it looks like you could choose from one of the sisters, and then, forgot her name. Suki? Yeah, I forgot her name. Let's go ahead and actually just start this. I'm gonna change this to, I'm curious if the voicing is, available, like if they actually have the voices in yet, like on the alpha preview. So we'll do English. I usually prefer Japanese, but we can do English, too. Okay. Go out of that. in phase. We'll just start from... Normally, I guess most people might choose the in phase. It's probably easier. And then the yang phase is like put you into a completely different area of the game with stronger enemies, from what I can remember. Okay, so... Ooh. Okay. You know... Okay, so I think... Insomnia, Daydream... Now, it looks like with both of them I can't actually access the Daydream, so maybe that's... It's been a while since I played this, so I guess this would be the starting difficulty for it. And this is like the same, I'm looking at both screens for both the alpha and the final version, and it's both the same, so I don't know. I'm still not seeing any differences yet. Brightness, what was kind of up it a little bit. We're still on the screen that I have up, still looking at the prototype. I will switch it between the prototype and the final version if I feel like there's something I need to point out. Okay, so the beginning letter is completely the same. So this game, I probably don't need to explain too much. Maybe I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, you are sent a letter from your dad. It tells you it's worried about your sister, so you have to go kind of find her. Something weird going on.
This seal, the silk, how? Do you really think Father is here?
Okay, so I'm gonna do...
place?
I don't know how I'm gonna manage this, but let me put on the volume for,
Yes, I'm sure of it.
Okay, so...
If we ask someone, I am sure we'll find out.
Okay, so same voices between them? From what it looks like.
There's something strange about this place. Don't worry. Utsuki, come on. Let's go.
I probably noted it when I did a semi-playthrough of this before I just kind of dropped it way back when I was trying to stream it, but you know, it's like early FromSoft characters. I don't know if this is the case with some of their other games, but I know with like Demon Souls and stuff, they don't have animated mouths for the characters when they talk.
What happened? You need to be careful. It's nothing serious.
Okay, yeah.
Don't
Still
worry
the same
about
sounds between them. I'm just checking for any differences. Not seeing anything yet.
I'll go see.
Maybe
Please
it's...
stay here until I get
the
back.
only thing that I can think of would be gameplay aspects, if nothing else is different. It is interesting. So I actually, like I mentioned, I have two. I have both Kuon and the alpha preview running at the same time, and I'm using like PC. What is it? PSXC. What the fuck is this thing called? You know? Oh yeah, PCSX2. So I have two instances of that running, and because of that, I'm using an Xbox controller to control it, and it's actually controlling both of them at the same time. So I'm actually playing this on both screens. I'm just trying to eyeball. Okay. Alright, should be able to pick this up. Okay, this is attack. I have to remember what the buttons do now. Also, like I said, Xbox controller. I gotta figure out what... Okay, so this is attack. Oh god, control streams. I have to figure out the settings for the controls. Because this is a survival horror type game, and it has some interesting, Oh, I thought I saw some weird distortion here at the model. Just give me a second here with the... Type B. Okay, so that's tankier. We'll try type B. Stick up, move forward. Let's keep switching. Anyways, it keeps switching on me. So, no difference in controls. Should be able to pick that up. Okay, there we go. Notice both of my games are slightly out of sync now because of going into the menu. Let me just... There we go. It's not good. Alright, now let me switch to... Okay, so I'm on... Switch to the original version here so I can control that. Okay, see, okay, so I'm noticing... You're probably hearing the audio from the other one, unfortunately. I'll switch it back. So this is the... small changes, I guess. With the text and stuff. This looks different from the other one, which has, like, it's just a lot simplified in terms of the way it explains the Tempest versus the other one, which has a lot more text. So that's our first difference between them, if anything. Okay. This is weird because I'm feeling the... Okay, it's switching to the cutscene for the other one. This is the final version. So they were pretty much the same. It seems like the cutscenes, there's no difference between them. Okay, let's see if I can maneuver the character here so I can get them both in the same spot. Oh, this is such a mess. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm gonna be switching back to the the alpha preview. So, there we go. Okay. I'm curious. Let's take a... I want to take a look at the actual... Ugh. Okay, so yeah, you can see... The only difference I'm noticing right now is just with the text color. It's very strange. Okay, so you can see... Yeah, it's just with the... It says the same thing. Okay, so you notice... so with the preview version, the text is different. So in the preview version, it says meditation requires complete concentration and a summon. Okay. English. They had errors. So Preview says, and a summon servants will be dismissed while meditating. The finalized version says, meditation requires complete concentration and summon servants will be dismissed. So there's some text errors that they had to correct in the alpha version. Okay, we'll switch back to the preview. Okay, so, I think you have to put, okay, yeah. Nope, you can hold it. I don't need it. Usually, if you are experiencing vertigo, I think it'll hold the meditation. I actually don't need to use it, so it won't stay. Alright. I don't know. Also, I have no idea how long the alpha preview goes. Like, I don't know how much... This game can't be long because you have different characters that you unlock to play their... I guess there are different perspectives on the situation that's going on in this game. Which is a very cool thing about it. It's like awesome. It's like once you think you're done, all of a sudden, oh, who's this? That unlocks, like, you know, or you think like, you know, that's it for a thing that's happening to a character. Oh, they're done. But no, all of a sudden you get to play as a new character and see, you know, are they going to be able to... I won't say too much, but because I don't want to spoil it, but it's a pretty interesting thing. I mean, in terms, so it looks like, well, let's get our, I want to look at the menu here, because I think it's both the same. Okay, so alpha is spaced, I guess there's just little itty-bitty differences. So, like, the text is spaced in the alpha preview. Final version, the text, so it seems like it's mostly just the text effects, maybe? So this is preview, this is final. Okay, that's same for both of those. It looks like the inventory is the same between both of these. Okay, so you have no cards, so you can't really do anything at the moment. What about our item menu? Okay, so both of them just have... This just has the, Oh, I noticed, okay, yeah. Yeah, so... You notice... Okay, yeah, some text. So... In the alpha, it says, healing herbs cross into power form. There's an error there. They changed to powder form. So I imagine there was some translation errors that they had to fix between the alpha and the final. So let's take a look at some of these. This is the same. This is also the same. Okay. Do anything? What about writings? I'm curious. Yeah, that's the same. Okay, yeah, this is a little bit different. So, preview says, this often contain valuable hints, references in history, and a range of journals, diary, and books. Final fixes the valuable hints, references contains there. Switch this back on. Okay, so we haven't read this yet. So this is what it shows you in the beginning. I actually didn't look to see if there were any, like, spelling errors or anything when it was showing this in the beginning. But looking over it... It seems to be the same. Yeah, it's the same. So there's nothing different there. Okay, maps. Okay, all this is just different coloring. I'm not really, maybe because they decided, I could sort of see what they were going with. The yellow shows up better than the blue. Okay, so we don't have a map yet. Maps are the same, looking the layout thing. Right. Ooh. That was strange. I saw some... There's some weird distortion. It might have been just the emulator on the original version, so... It's slightly out of sync, so I'm trying to make sure they're both in sync so that I can show things kind of happening around the same time. Okay, so we have 2 items here. A spike. These are all puzzle items. Alright, let me take a look at these. I may have to put this in parts because if I'm going to be looking at the item descriptions, that's going to probably take me a while. Okay. Alright, we got our spike here. Alright, that's the same between them. Picture's the same? Yeah. Demon, okay, yeah. That's the same between them, so... Don't need to look at that. What about our descriptions here? Okay, that's the same as well. So this is where, okay. That says the same between them as well. The only difference is the text coloring here. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna just kind of have confidence in myself and I'm not gonna use a save thing yet. It's almost like I'm playing through the actual game now. I need to do a proper playthrough of this. When I'm not like looking in between like making comparisons between 2 versions. So, I didn't mention, like, the actual pixel showed it, but the alpha preview, was dated August 4th, 2004, and I want to say, let's see, let me double check the release date here. I should know this. Roll... Okay, that was dated April 4th? Really? Say, August 2nd, 2004. Prototype. But this is, oh, you know what? Maybe, okay. So the initial release, let me just check here. Okay, I see what happened. So there's probably not going to be... So I imagine then the only differences we're going to see here are with text, possibly. Because in Japan, this was released in April 1st, 2004. So August is like way after that, you know, of course. The North American release came out in December 7th, 2004, and then in Europe, they got it a whole whopping like 2 years later. Fucking crazy. Probably because they were doing all the translations for the different countries and stuff, possibly. I'm not sure. Or maybe they had to censor stuff. I don't know. But, wow. Yeah, let me switch back to this then. So I guess the only thing I'm going to be comparing is text, which is fine. I mean, I don't mind playing through this game again. I'll play it through it as many times as possible. Because it's a wonderful game. Okay, so I think we can go down here. I mean, I hope somebody finds this interesting, even if it's just like some slight text errors or something. I don't know. I think whoever dumped the ISOs for these probably should have specified like what exactly kind of prototype. I mean, this is August 2nd, 2004 prototype, so I got a little more excited. But if this was just an alpha, they probably should have said alpha of English release or something, and that would have given me a better idea of what the changes were for this. Okay, so I already checked that. If anything, if I don't like do a full playthrough of this, making the comparisons, then you know, I'm gonna put the link to this. Oh, well, our body's gone. It's like something dragged it. Yeah. I'm gonna put the link in the description. Also, I don't know if there's usually between Japanese and English releases, there's some censorship differences, and sometimes the Japanese version of a horror game will actually have less blood or less going on than the English version. So, yeah, we can go over here. There's some stuff over here. Okay, no differences in the text here. Okay, so we have our map. Same text between both of them. Oh. Yeah, so the combat is a little... It's not the best. Because it's also tank based too, so you really have to you have to really be facing the direction. It's almost like using the knife in So a funny thing, I've killed the Gaki in my other in the screen for the original version, but I didn't kill it here. So it's out of sync again. Also, an interesting thing about this compared to some other survival horror games that came out is you can actually get items. You can occasionally get items from the enemies that you kill. Remember. Okay, so that's still the same. Okay, I should be fine. Let me check my health here. Actually forgot how you're supposed to check health. Shit. Yeah, I really don't know. I think you just have to assume based on the... Because I think when you get lower in health, you're more prone to vertigo. So... Oh, it's been a while. I should know this, but... Area names are also the same too, from as far as I can see. Oh, we have our little cursed children here. Same between them for text. This game is really beautiful on emulation. I don't know if they still... I know like some... Oh, I hear children singing. I know sometimes game companies lose the resources to some of the games they develop over time. And it's kind of sad that that happens. But if they still had all the assets to... this game, like oh yeah. This game gets me sometimes. Okay, so I still don't need to meditate. An HD version of this game would be so great. Like I was saying in my little like rant video, I would really love it if From Software could re-release this game or make an HD version of it. Now, if you've never seen this game before and you're familiar with Resident Evil, you might kind of pick up like some similarities in the way that things function a little bit. Like this is like in terms of like the way like item pickups are, the tank controls and the combat. You do get stuff that you can actually shoot as well. It's not quite like a gun, but it works. I may use a save thing here. But like I said, I'm not going to fully go through this. I'm just going to leave a link to it so you can check it out yourself. With the text there, as if that's the only thing that's different about this, I suppose. Also, I apologize for you can tell there's some slowing down on the sound because I have 2 instances of this running, so it's probably really slowing down. My computer's trying to run like 2 emulated versions of this.
They're all dead.
Now, I would recommend, since this, even the alpha has it, but the Japanese voice for this, because it just sounds creepier, and it's fitting for the setting and everything. Sometimes I like playing games that are in a traditional Japanese setting with the Japanese voices, so I would probably recommend that over the English. English isn't too bad compared to some like PS2 games with dubbing.
Yes, they're all dead. Ayako is the last one living. But is she still really alive?
The captions are the same. Just wanted to note between the 2 versions. Uh-oh. Was it Gaki, maybe? I hear something coming towards me. I bet as soon as I run down the stairs, it's going to be a Gaki. So let's see. So we got... Now, just like Resident Evil, and I think Silent Hill, this is more Resident Evil feeling to me. But you get like files and stuff that you can read, and it sort of gives you the lore. Which is great because I don't like too much story being shoved down my throat when I'm playing horror games. It's just sort of left for you to check out if you want to get the extra background on what's going on. Otherwise, you're just exploring a horror environment and just trying to piece together what's going on based on what you see in the actual environment. Which is something that carries over into... I don't remember... I'm trying to see if the... Let's see if the article actually lists who was... Okay, so... It's from Software, of course. And then people who've played, like... I'd like to say... Souls games... Like, starting at Demon Souls. Now, there's spiritual successors like Kingsfield and stuff, and Shadow Tower and everything, but... the way Demon's Soul feels and like some of the other games, they do have, there's sort of a bit of a survival horror feel to them, even though they're more actiony. They're sort of like stylized after survival horror in a way. At least I feel that they are. And so the way the environments are set up in the Souls games, they feel like this, where you're sort of just left. You're not giving too much story. You're just sort of left to explore the world in its undying state, and just to kind of piece together what's going on. And you aren't given any like direct information exactly. You're sort of like left to interpret what's going on, which I like in games like this and everything. Does it list? Okay, it says... Just looking at the development here, if it says... Okay. So it says here, the game was conceived by its producer Atsushi Taniguchi. His aim was to create a dark narrative based around Japanese kaidan ghost stories. This also takes place in the Heian period. With a focus on female protagonists, the gameplay was designed as an evolution of the company's earlier title Lost Kingdoms, which I don't... Do I have this? No, I don't have this. This is one of the From Software games I do not have. They did create a bunch of, like, weirdly obscure games during the, like, PS2... The PS1, PS2, and the Dreamcast era of games. It says the artwork was handled by Nozomu UI, with promotional artwork designed by artist Kyosuke Shinai. Reception was mixed. Yeah, praise going to atmosphere, while many journalists faulted controls of the game. Of course, they would fault that because this came out, like, at a time when, like, Resident Evil 4 and like, action horror was more of a thing, and, tank controls and survival horror was becoming pretty outdated. Of course, now there's been a resurgence of that sort of survival horror, especially in the indie dev scene. Probably a little too much. But it's come back, you know, so they were, I mean, it went away. A lot of games went under the radar, especially this one. Now it's kind of like a classic, and people, it's very sought out if you saw the prices for this. Of course, people want to go back to this stuff, because there's been too much, like, action-y, like, super cinematic games and everything like that. People are kind of sick of it. I'm trying to think, not to stall this too much here. It doesn't really... Producer Atsushi Taniguchi. Let me look up real quick. I'm just curious. Producer... Yeah, I don't have... It doesn't really say who directed it, though. I'm just curious what else he looked on, what else he worked on here. Let's see, gaming. Just get a bit of, okay, so it does have some of his credits here. Oh, Evergreen, ooh. Okay, so he did, that is interesting. So he worked on, so in production, he worked on Tenchu, Dark Secret, Kuon, Lost Kingdoms 2, Lost Kingdoms, Adventures of Cooking Cream. In art, he did Evergrey, Shadow Tower, and Armored Core. That's interesting. Huh. And then they don't list him. He hasn't worked on anything since, which is, it's kind of a shame. Alright, let me get back to this. See if we have any differences. Okay, so I'm already noticing some differences here. So in the alpha version, they don't have any of the words highlighted. I guess maybe, maybe they figured the player was, like, too stupid, to really, like, notice. Okay, here, let me show you for an example. So, you know, say they highlighted the special words. Maybe they figured, like, English players would be too stupid to kind of, like, notice, like, where they need to go. Or maybe it might have been because, like, I don't know, maybe some journalists played it and they're like, oh, they can't figure out where to go. And you know how it is. Like, I mean, hell, Resident Evil doesn't fucking highlight the words in their files, and it's easy to figure out where to go. But yeah, you can see wooden disc, Maynard's small shrine in the altar. Don't worry about the 2 spikes. I've entrusted them to make... You don't... I mean, it's funny that they even needed to highlight the spikes even. You already pick up 1, so you know that, hey, I need to maybe get some more of these spikes. There's holes in the tree when you first kind of start. There's also this little puzzle near the water that requires, like, the discs and the spikes. So I don't know. Let's go back to the alpha preview. I hear it walking, so there's probably a Gaki somewhere. Okay, I can't go there. Wet sounds. Also, my controller's ooh! First difference! Well, actually, no, never mind. That was strange. It was just out of sync. I was about to say there wasn't a shadow in the screen there. It's just out of sync, so I thought they didn't put it in. False alarm. This game, oh, some of the stuff they do, the very subtle things that they do to just creep you out, not put things right in your face. Like, wet sounds. You can hear like wet, blood, drippy, walkie sounds. The shadows in the background. They really don't put a whole lot in front of your face. It's just like things happen when you least expect it here. Also, my heart is beating. Oh, that's interesting. Are there two? Okay, there are two shadows between both of them, so that didn't change. Oh, hi. Oh shit, I'm gonna have to like... Oh shit. It's gonna be bad because both my games are out of sync. Oh, please don't die. I'm trying to make sure I don't die between both of the games here. I might need to save soon. Doesn't look like I dropped anything. Oh! Okay, so in the original version, now I'm not sure if that's something they changed also, because I just picked up an item in the original version, but I didn't get anything from the preview. So I picked up, let me switch here. Let me just, see if I can go to my... Now that might actually be random. You know, so I only have two here. But when I go to... So I actually picked up one from the Gaki corpse. Now, I don't know if that's something they added in the English version to make it easier, or if it's just like a random thing. I can't remember if the items are random or not. They might be. So maybe that's not really a different thing at all. Maybe I just randomly picked up one of those, the ritual boat things. I should probably use... Just to be, you know, careful. Now, with these doors, just as a regular gameplay thing, you need to use, little things, which we don't have. It should be only one seal. Does this actually say which, Seal Venus, okay. And then the captions are the same between them. We only have Seal Earth, so we can't get in there yet. I love that controller heartbeat vibration that happens when you walk by the two screens. This game has, like the review stuff said, this game has really amazing atmosphere. Okay, so this is actually the same as the original. I will admit, I think first playing this, I do get a little lost, and some of the puzzles can take a while to figure out. Uh-oh. I'm out of sync here with both of these, so give me a second. Alright, I need to... Best way to do it is try to align her against something. Let's do this here. Otherwise it's gonna be bad for me if I get into a fight with something. I'll do the best I can. Best way for me to do that is to find an object to put the player against, so I can sort of align them, because otherwise it's going to be really fucking bad. Right, I think I can do it here. I just ran into the corpse that drops here. Okay, they're aligned now, so I can check it. Should be able to compare these two if there's a lot of text. Purple cover book. Text is the same between them. Alright, let's see. Men are disappearing, not one of them turned alive. Okay, that seems fine. There's only bits of their flesh. Okay, that's also the same between them. Alright. We got more corpses here. Oh, that's so... They just like shoved into the... That's very like vampire-esque. Very Vlad-esque, I should say, having the corpses piled on that. But I'm sure that wasn't only a Vlad thing. I'm pretty sure that's just something that a lot of like people did in history. This game has some pretty gruesome stuff in it, which is also great. Alright, let's see. So I couldn't go... So we can't do anything here. Let me just double check everywhere. There is a puzzle over here. I could probably go ahead and put... free up my inventory. Okay, that text is also the same between these, although the view is different. That might just be where my, because my character's shown up in front of, this one, so I don't know. Let me check that again. Nope, does it not let me, check that? Okay, so the only difference between this and the other one is just the color of the text on top. 3 spikes. So we need 3 discs, 3 spikes. I think there is... I might have spaced the actual puzzle that's going on here. So there's a lot of silkworm references and imagery and stuff in this. It's a big thing. So I think the discs are related to the life cycle of a silkworm from what I remember. Shit, where would it be? Well, let's put it here for now. Oh, is it not gonna let me put it in yet until I get all of them? Alright. Well, that's gonna be much later. I still have enough space in my inventory, so it should be fine. I'm gonna check around here a little bit more and then I'll move on and see if I can get to some of the other areas before I stop. I could probably just... hey, maybe I'll just play this and just make the comparisons as I go. Who knows? I haven't done like a full playthrough of this yet. It's just the only thing is like, if it's gonna be a little distracting because I'm trying to pay attention to like 2 things at once, so it could be bad for me, especially during boss fights. Which just has some pretty interesting ones. Yeah, my games are out of sync again. Okay, so there's nothing I can do. We're gonna go ahead and just go get out of here. So let me see. I'm gonna see if I can align, get my, there we go. Also, I mean, unfortunately this isn't as quite as interesting as I was hoping with the differences, but I mean, I'm sure there's somebody, like I said, might be somebody out there who finds this interesting, and if you do, that's great. I don't mind putting this out there for you. Someone's gotta do it. Shit. Okay, I actually do have a map that might be useful to check. Okay, I don't have the map for this here. Shit. There's supposed to be a door here that uses the earth seal. No, okay, so something does happen when I come back. This is the other character you can choose to play as, and they both cross paths occasionally.
Help!
I think her name is... I fucking forgot her name. It's like Suki something?
Ideo.
Cutscenes are the same between them.
Are you all right? Oh, yes, I think so. Thank you.
So I apologize for the sound being slower than usual because of the emulation.
I am Utsuki. I live in the shrine, not far from here. I'm Sakuya.
Oh, Sakuya. Okay.
What are you
Sakuya.
doing here? I'm looking for my father. He's
the voices kind of throw me off because I'm used to playing this in Japanese, so it's a little weird.
My sister and I came from the mountain, but I lost her. It's not safe to be alone here. I wish I could help you find your sister, but...
So, she might actually give me one of the seals that I need
take this.
For one of the doors. I think she gives you... So, she gives you cards, and I think she gives you a seal.
Huh? Wait, it looks similar to the one Father uses.
Okay, now it just sped up the voices,
Your
so...
father is the priest, correct? Here, take
Okay,
this.
so I give my seal to her.
My
And when you
father
play
gave
as her,
this to
you
me.
actually do get the
You
earth
may
seal to
find
get
it
into some of the
useful.
doors. So it's pretty cool how they did this. How like when you play between the characters, how they
Thank
cross
you.
over and you get the different items as you see in the
Please.
cutscenes.
Be careful. I will. And thank you. Take care.
So these are basically your projectile weapons. And you get summons too. You do not want to waste... Okay, here's the... Once again, just differences. Coloring of text between them. Between the preview and the original version. Now I want to view... Let's view the text descriptions for these. Oh, yeah, that's right. I have to actually go on my equipment. Their equipment items. So you can put them here. Definitely... I have a bad habit of accidentally hitting the buttons for these sometimes. Especially when I'm not using the same controller as a PS2. I'm trying to figure out the buttons. These are usually good to put on. I don't try to use any of the other ones. The other ones are good for like bosses, so I don't try and waste those at all. I only equip them if I'm about to fight a boss. But of course, if you're playing this for the first time, you won't know that, so you may accidentally use those when you don't need to. But just tip, do not use the wolf unless you're, you know, in a boss fight, because it's very useful. Don't waste it. Text descriptions are the same. Yeah. So, nothing different about that. And she didn't give me so... Now, I probably need to be in this area, considering considering that cutscene happened. So it probably means I need to be. Oh, this is open now. Okay, so I'm where I need to be. I'm gonna go ahead and save, since this is hitting about like an hour. And I might come back to this and just so I can do all the different like text comparisons. And it's gonna be hell playing these at the same time and trying to, if they get out of sync, it's gonna be really bad for me. Like I said, I'll see how long I can go with it and just, you know, compare the text and stuff. That seems to be the only thing that's different, fortunately, for right now. So, whoops, wrong button. So we use these here. This is our little, this is also very similar to, I guess more Resident Evil than Silent Hill, because you have to use an item in order to actually save versus finding like a symbol or something and just straight up saving, like in Silent Hill from last I remember. Why is it not letting me use this? Oh, I know, because you can just automatically. I'm dumb. That's strange. That's an error. So for some reason this text shows up right over, this is probably like an error, it shows up right over the prompt for it, whereas in the original they fixed that. That's just like a text error for some weird reason. Our totally real memory cards. That. I don't know how this is going to save between the two things that I have open, so let me do here. Okay, it actually saved. It's like, all right, I'm gonna stop here. If you decide to tune into this, either to check the game out if you've never seen it before, I thank you, or just the actual differences between like the alpha preview that got dumped and the final version, even though there wasn't much there yet. Just text some slight like spelling errors and stuff. I don't know, if you find it interesting, that's great. You know, like I said, I'm willing to look at that. I may just continue this and see how far I can go. This is a really long game though, and I don't know if I want to invest the time in it at the moment. We'll see. But maybe I'll do it. I don't know. But once again, thanks for tuning in.